Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Could we hold a moment of silence? I know we did this in executive committee, but for Mike Groh at the VAC and Nancy Skillstead from the IT office, who both recently passed away.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
17 present.
Next is we're going to approve all the minutes. We're going to take them all together. Is there a motion? Member Rosenbaum? Member Duncan? Any comments, corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Members Blair?
Aye. Present.
Aye.
Members Coates?
Aye.
Daly?
Aye.
Duncan?
Aye.
Elsasser? Groves Allison?
Aye.
Kelch? McCann? Phelan? Renault? Ricker? Rosenbaum? Rulin? Salzer? Williams? Windisch? And Chairman Dillon.
Aye.
17 ayes.
Next, we get to proclamations and presentations, but for those out there, if you, last call, if you had not turned in, I know there was a few of these out there, last call for public comment cards if need be. First proclamation, a proclamation recognizing the 125th anniversary of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 34. Mr. Sprout and team. It says fine workers that did the AV in this place and have done a lot of the electrical work.
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations on your 125th anniversary. I was able to attend the party. It was great. These electricians are the most professional people in the industry, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Whereas the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW, was founded on November 28, 1891 in St. Louis, Missouri, to represent and advocate for electrical workers across the nation. And whereas IBEW Local 34 was established in September 1899 in Peoria, Illinois, and has since been dedicated to serving the electrical industry and its professionals in our community. And whereas for 125 years, IBEW Local 34 has been committed to promoting the highest standards of safety, training, and professionalism among its members, thereby ensuring quality electrical services for the residents and businesses of Peoria County. And whereas IBEW Local 34 has played a pivotal role in fostering positive labor management relationships, contributing to the economic development and well-being of our region, and whereas the members of IBEW Local 34 have demonstrated unwavering dedication to their craft, continually adapting to technological advances and industry changes to meet the evolving needs of our community. Now, therefore, I, James C. Dillon, Chairperson of the Peoria County Board, on behalf of the County Board, do hereby congratulate the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 34, on the occasion of its 125th anniversary, dated this 12th day of December, AD 2024, signed by James C. Dillon, our Chairperson, and Rachel Parker, the Peoria County Clerk. I'm going to make some comments. Introduce yourself, everybody.
I'm Tim Sprout, business manager. We have Mike Kinney, our assistant, George Rudd, our president, and our one representative that's here for Peoria is Terry Smith. I'll be honest, it's kind of blown us away how many people have actually reached out to us this last year. Being around 125 years is obviously something that's very important. We've been here long, and it's really just our members, the men and women, every day they go to work. that provide services for everybody here and anybody that uses us. So I can't thank them enough, and this is really for all of them too. Thank you.
Somebody take a picture.
Good night of recognition on proclamations. A proclamation recognizing OSF Light Flight on its 40th anniversary. And if you haven't seen the new planes that they have and where they've came from, it's an amazing.
Hello, welcome. For 40 years, OSF Healthcare has provided essential life-saving services for the residents of Greater Peoria area, as well as the whole of Illinois, by instituting the OSF Life Flight 24-hour critical care helicopter service. Founded in 1984, OSF Life Flight has become a leader in air ambulance service in the Midwest as one of the premier flight programs in the United States, serving 26,000 square miles with bases in Bloomington, Galesburg, Peru, and Rock Falls. OSF Life Flight has transported more than 65,000 patients since its founding, handling an average of 200 to 300 transfer requests each month. The newest helicopter, the D3 Airbus H145, has a more advanced radar system that will allow pilots to make faster decisions about whether they can fly safe through. OSF Life Flight plans to expand their fleet from 5 to 6 helicopters to serve a greater number of people in need. Now, therefore, I, James C. Dillon, Chairperson of the Peoria County Board, on behalf of the County Board, do hereby congratulate OSF Life Flight on the occasion of their 40th anniversary and extend our appreciation to their continued diligence in serving our residents. Dated this 12th day of December, AD 2024, James C. Dillon, County Board Chairperson, and Rachel Parker, Peoria County Clerk. Thank you. I do have to say, each year you come out to our emergency expo, and it's very popular, so we hope we can count on you for this next year. Awesome. If you want to say something.
On behalf of OSF and OSF Aviation, I just want to thank you. It's from starting, actually the 40 years is 24/7, but one of the sisters, or the sisters themselves, started in 1967 with the first neonate transport. And we are both blessed to serve the communities and the sisters as we've grown from 1 to 5 and another year and a half, 6, so that we can serve all the communities and bring them to the areas that they need to be treated. Thank you.
Next, a proclamation honoring General Wayne A. Downing Peoria International Airport on being named Primary Airport of the Year 2024. Gene and team. And if anybody's flown out of there lately, you would know why. The parking lot's packed. As always, great job, Gene.
As these folks are walking up here, I can say they are a great asset to have in our community. And a few years ago, Jean was giving a presentation, and I found this tidbit very interesting, so I'm going to share it. Obviously, we all want to try to fly out of Peoria Airport when we can, but if we don't, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, our credit card companies see our zip code, and we're not using, not the credit card companies, the airlines see our zip code on our credit card, that we're not using our local airport. So that's making it even harder for them to get, new flights in. So keep that in mind when you're booking your next flights. Just a little plug. Do you want to open that up as we're going here? So the Metropolitan Airport Authority of Peoria and its 2 airports, the General Wayne A. Downing Peoria International Airport and the Mount Holly Auxiliary Airport, are invaluable community assets and economic drivers of Peoria County and the entire central Illinois area. The Peoria County Board wishes to recognize the Metropolitan Airport Authority of Peoria for a remarkable and record-setting year. The Metropolitan Airport Authority of Peoria recently broke ground on a new air traffic control tower at the General Wayne A. Downing Peoria International Airport, paving the way to replace the current tower built in 1959. They have secured multiple rounds of federal grant funding for the project, with total funds raising more than $45.8 million. The General Wayne A. Downing Peoria International Airport has set 2 new monthly passenger records for August and September of 2024, the first broken record since the COVID-19 pandemic. The General Wayne A. Downing Peoria International Airport has been named the primary airport of the year for 2024 by the Division of Aeronautics within the Illinois Department of Transportation, as they serve more than 10,000 airline passengers annually. Therefore, now I, James C. Dillon, Chairperson of the Peoria County Board, on behalf of the County Board, do hereby congratulate the Metropolitan Airport Authority of Peoria on their record-setting year, groundbreaking of their new tower, and being named Primary Airport of the Year by the Illinois Department of Transportation. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, thank you all for the recognition, and it's actually 3 monthly records now because we found out we broke another one in November, and we're excited about the proclamation and even more excited about the flag because now we get to put that up in one of our flagpoles. It's going to be bittersweet when we actually open that control tower and the building that I used to run around in when I was a little kid is going to go away. And so that's a little bittersweet, but it's time, and we're looking forward to a great future that will be enabled by that building. Thank you all for having us. And this is Eric Fail, our board chair, and Steve Perrone, our director of finance and administration, and back there Cheryl, our director of marketing. Thank you all.
Get in there. Eric, artwork that you had. I didn't realize they were like 48 out of them. Went and framed it.
Oh, yeah.
That would be something you would do.
I'll stay on this side.
That would bring us to citizens' remarks. We have 2 tonight. Clark Abraham would be first for windmills. To this one, Clark. Clark is here for the Sierra Club, but I do want to recognize his service before he starts because he does work for Peoria Public Schools, but he also understands being on a horseshoe as he is a city councilman in West Peoria.
Thank you, Chairman Dillon. Thank you, County Board. You introduced me, Clark Abraham, but I come here on behalf of the Sierra Club to speak in behalf of windmills. While many claims are made about wind energy health concerns, a main factor in a person's individual response can be related to existing attitudes about wind energy. This is the finding in the survey, an article of 60 peer-reviewed scientific articles on wind energy turbines and health, and published in a medical journal, Frontiers in Public Health. The article summarized includes the following. Based on the reviews, the authors concluded that although there was evidence to suggest that wind turbines can be a source of annoyance to some people, there is no evidence demonstrating a direct, causal link between living in proximity to wind turbines and more serious physiological health effects. Furthermore, although annoyances has been statistically significantly associated with windmill turbines and their noise, a convincing body of evidence exists to show that annoyance is more strongly related to visual cues and attitudes than to wind turbine noise itself. In particularly, this was highlighted by the fact that people who benefit economically from wind turbines, that is, those who have leased their property to wind farm developers, reported significantly lower levels of annoyance than those who received no economic benefit, despite increasing proximity to the turbines and exposure to similar or louder sound levels. I think we need to consider that Peoria County and the people of our area will have a real advantage from the many benefits of new wind farms and renewable energy. The annual tax benefit to help schools, public services are significant, especially with raising costs and voter reluctance to approve new taxes. And even more important for all of us is the fact that added energy to our downstate grid is essential. We all have a part to play to reduce climate impacts from the energy we use. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Robert Rowe, Sierra Club.
Thank you, Chairman Dillon and board. My name is Robert Rowe, and I'm the chair of the executive committee of the Sierra Club at the HOI chapter, and I have given a letter to each member of the board, signed by the members of the executive committee, supporting future wind projects in Peoria County. And I'd like to read parts of it, not the whole letter. The text of it will soon be on our website. The Sierra Club has a century long legacy of protecting land and water from degradation due to human activity. We are dedicated to a clean energy future that will provide the most sustainable lifestyle for people and all the wild things that share the earth. Hard decisions must be made, choosing paths forward that produce the least harm and the greatest good. Carbon emissions are a threat to all of us. Science is clear that increasing levels of carbon dioxide must be stopped as quickly as possible. We need to replace the carbon-based sources of energy and turn quickly to forms of non-carbon producing resources. Development of wind energy is essential to expanding and to ensuring a sustainable future. Wind power is clean. Wind power benefits local communities with substantial state and local tax payments. Wind power is cost effective, and property values remain relatively stable. The Sierra Club strives to provide precise and science-based information and to work to counter misinformation and disinformation that obstructs progress towards a sustainable future. We hope that full facts for any wind projects applying to Peoria County will come first before the decisions are made, and that full and fair assessments of each project will follow. Thank you.
Thank you. That would bring us to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to put that on the floor? Member Williams? Is there a second? Member Phelan? Member Williams?
Pull C15, please.
Member Ricker?
C6.
Any other ones? Member Rulon?
Comment only on 14. The probation department remodel, this was a topic through the fall at infrastructure that seemed to always be at risk of getting committed and bids let by the end of the year. And I want to congratulate and thank staff for and Dewberry for getting this done quickly and getting it out, and here we are ready to go. So congratulations to everybody that helped that happen. I was afraid that it wouldn't.
Agreed. And thank you for bringing that, and Calvin and Mark and staff, for everybody for getting that across the finish line. Anything else? If not, roll call on the consent agenda.
Members Blair?
Aye.
Coates?
Aye.
Daly?
Aye.
Duncan?
Aye.
Elsesser? Groves Allison?
Aye.
Kelch? McCann? Phelan? Renault? Ricker? Rosenbaum? Rulon? Sulzer? Williams? Windisch? And Chairman Dillon.
Aye.
17 ayes. Item C6, a resolution from your executive committee recommending approval of a contract award with Core Construction of Peoria, Illinois for construction management services for multiple capital improvement projects at the Peoria County Courthouse, and with P.J. Hare of Peoria, Illinois for construction management services for multiple capital improvement projects at county facilities other than the county courthouse, with all projects funded by either the American Rescue Plan Act funds or capital project funds.
Is there a motion to put this on the floor? Member Ricker? Second by Member Elsesser.
I asked for this one to be pulled. We had a good discussion in executive committee a week or so ago, and I'd like to highlight that discussion. And I would also start by first off thanking my fellow board member, Member Daly, for being very focused on the owner's rep concept. I want to advocate, and as we spoke in that meeting, that we need to have a owner's rep assigned to these projects as each of these projects go through. There's over $17 million worth of projects that's being put into this resolution, so it's not a small amount. And so I want just to highlight that, you know, the expectation from at least a few of us as board members that we have an owner's rep assigned and reporting back to the infrastructure committee or whichever committee oversees the particular project. That's all. Thanks.
Member Elsesser.
It's always a good thing when people come to visit our meetings, and tonight Mr. Rinkenberger and Mr. Sullivan back here from PJ here have come out on a cold night, so we appreciate them coming in and being involved with the county.
Any other questions? Member Rulon.
I do understand the urgency of allocating funds from the American Rescue Plan Act, but I would like a split, dollars and cents wise, between ARPA funding and capital projects funds. In following through the board packet, I didn't see any mention of how many dollars specifically of that 17 million are capital projects or funded by capital projects.
It's roughly 50-50, Mr. Ruland. As we get to a point where we'll go to construction for each of the itemized projects that each contract will cover, we'll come through the applicable committee to do a project budget so that there's full transparency with the board in terms of, well, okay, when we, for example, when we go to do the EMA bunker decommission project as an example, under the scope of services that PGA Hair will have, what's the project budget that we've developed working with PGA Hair for that specific project, and then we'll, as funds are available in the queue, we'll look to spend the American Rescue Plan Act dollars first, and once those are expended, then we'll move to capital projects.
Thank you.
Any other comments? And Brian alluded to PJ here. Peoria is blessed to have a very, very strong contractor market. Just like you saw IBEW here tonight in the workforce, it's equally to be said for the contractors in this area. And I just witnessed it as I finally went through the health department the other day and saw the beautiful job that River City had done there and the contractors there. And this is really the best of both worlds. We had very good turnout for this RFQ, but to have two firms like PJ and Core both do it, John and Scott could literally walk to most of the projects that they will have with their office right across the street, just can be said as Core with their downtown office and down here. So I know it was tough interviews, but we had really good turnout, and I think the board will be really, really happy with both of these firms that are selected moving forward. Anything else? Nothing, Member Daley?
Well, now that you've egged me on, yes. I certainly agree that we do need an owner's rep in addition to this, and of course I'm going to support this. But I must say, as the description of hiring an employee who would be part owner's rep, part economic development, I just personally don't think those two things go together. And I would rather that we take a look at a contract with someone who's an owner's rep as opposed to a split employee with those two very different skill sets. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Member Daley. Seeing no other questions, roll call, please.
Members Blair? Aye. Coates?
Aye.
Daly?
Aye.
Duncan?
Aye.
Elsesser? Groves Allison?
Aye.
Kelch? McCann?
Aye.
Phelan? Renault? Ricker? Rosenbaum? Rulin?
Aye.
Sulzer? Williams? Windisch? And Chairman Dillon.
Aye.
17 ayes. Item C15 is appointments, chairman appointments.
Member Williams, is there a second for the appointments? Member Phelan.
We're going to delay just 1 month the landfill committee appointees just for future discussion with the chairman.
So those are pulled and everything else would still be going forward. Member Ricker.
Since we have a question for clarification, we had a assignment for, FEMA board for January, and then we had one earlier on, right? Unless that's changed. I just wanted clarification between those two. There was a December one, and then there was a January.
The one for Jason Marks replacing Kathy?
Yeah, and then you have Kathy in the January one. I just want to make sure that I understand those two positions.
Kathy's coming off since she retired.
So what's the one that's dated January 9th, 2025? Local FEMA Board for 1 year annual term of Kathy Urban.
What page is that on the online one?
311. Because it looks like the same position. One says annually and the other one says for 1 year, but the titles seem the same. I just wanted clarification.
So her expiring November 31 and 25. Expiring. They're probably the same thing, aren't they?
Mr. Chairman, I can assure you, Ms. Urban was not holding two seats on the local FEMA board. It is an annual appointment, and I think the database that we maintained shows that that 1 year appointment expired. It should be November 30th, not November 31st, obviously. And so, by action tonight, you're not appointing Jason Marks to two seats on that board. You're just appointing one seat on that board.
But
that might be to fill the end of her term for this year, and then next month would be for the brand new term.
But why do we have Kathy's name on the one dated January 9th at the top of the page on page 111?
Those are the appointments that are up. Those typically on the next month one are the ones that are coming up. They don't usually typically show the new appointments. So the next one for January 9th would be January's. Those are the upcoming appointments by our sheet.
I would just ask maybe to retitle it for clarification, because that doesn't come across when you read that. It comes across as those are appointments that we are approving this evening, not future appointments to be considered.
Well, so there's the December 12th that's there, and then we've always had the future ones. So those ones are on the future ones. Those are technically the appointments that would come up next month.
Mr. Chairman, to Mr. Ricker's point, we can label that better, but you're correct. Historically, we've always put next month's appointments in the packet for everyone, so you know what you're voting on a month in advance, but we can probably better label that going forward for you.
Yeah, and it might not have ever been the names, but it's at least the positions that were open. But good catch on the name.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, when you say historically, I think it's probably been 20 years ago when we actually made that change, and you probably weren't even on the board yet, but people were disappointed because they'd be, surprised or shocked that they'd walk in and they'd see the new appointments and they had no time to think about it. So if I err not, Scott, I think it was about 20 years ago when we made that change, which is a good change. We appreciate that.
Sounds about right, Mr. Elsasser.
So this is for all appointments other than landfill. Roll call.
Members Blair? Aye. Coates?
Aye.
Daly?
Aye.
Duncan?
Aye.
Elsasser? Elsasser? Groves Allison?
Aye.
Kelch? McCann? Phelan? Renault? Ricker? Rosenbaum? Rulin? Salzer? Williams? Windisch? And Chairman Dillon.
Aye.
17 ayes. Zoning ordinances and resolutions. Item number 1 is a zoning case number ZBA 2024-071, a special use as required in section 20-5.2.2.1.e of the Unified Development Ordinance. This section allows for a special use for a mobile home in the A2 agricultural zoning district when all towing apparatus, wheels, tongue, and hitch are permanently removed and the structure is attached to a permanent foundation assessed as real property.
Member Rosenbaum, Member Couch. Sorry, no, actually, Member Rulin now. Any questions? Need to get used to the new committees. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Members Blair? Aye. Coates?
Aye.
Daly?
Aye.
Duncan?
Aye.
Elsasser? Groves Allison? Kelch? McCann? Phelan? Renault? Ricker? Rosenbaum? Rulin? Falzer? Williams? Windisch? And Chairman Dillon.
Aye.
17 ayes. Item 2 is a resolution from your Ways and Means Committee recommending approval of the additional appropriation of $13,600 in expenditures from the general fund reserves into the rental building line item in the Election Commission budget.
Member Duncan, Member Windisch. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Members Blair? Aye. Coates?
Aye.
Daly?
Nay.
Duncan?
Aye.
Elsasser? Groves Allison? Kelch? McCann? Phelan? Renault? Ricker? Rosenbaum? Rulin? Salzer? Williams? Windisch? And Chairman Dillon.
Aye.
12 ayes, 5 nays. Motion passes. Item number 3 is a resolution from your Executive Committee recommending approval of a service agreement between the County of Peoria and Greater Peoria Economic Development Council to administer the rural Peoria County broadband program.
Member Allison and Member Rulin. Questions for the broadband program? Member Williams.
Scott, can you just give us a little bit of more information for the general public on this one?
Happy to, Ms. Williams. Throughout the term that we've had ARPA funds available, the County Board has had multiple policy sessions, and at every single one of those, you've stated a commitment to broadband, and specifically broadband infrastructure, and wanting to leverage some of the county's ARPA funds to help private industry expand their infrastructure network into the rural portions of Peoria County where there is no high-speed internet access today. To determine where those places are in our county, we used some of those dollars to have an engineering study prepared by a firm called Design 9. They gave us recommendations on project areas or geographies of the county where high-speed internet is lacking today. We then issued an RFP, and this body approved 3 projects in various parts of the county, all by Comcast, and said if Comcast applies for either federal or state funds, that we would put up matching dollars up to $1,669,170. To date, Comcast has submitted our 3 project areas to multiple rounds of the Connect Illinois program, which is a state grant program for high-speed internet access, and our 3 projects have not been awarded. Because we need to obligate all of our ARPA dollars by the end of this calendar year, staff started to think about some ways that we could ensure that those dollars are obligated and meet your policy directive to have those dollars spent on broadband infrastructure. So what's before you tonight is an agreement between the county and Greater Peoria Economic Development Council, where the EDC will administer our rural broadband program. What that means is that they will take those dollars and they will hold them until such time as Comcast is awarded state or federal funding for expanding their broadband infrastructure. Or if we get to October of next year and Comcast has yet to receive award, then the EDC staff and the county staff will come together, we'll brainstorm ideas on how to expend those dollars. If this board has a subsequent policy session and gives policy direction that if you'd want to reallocate those to something other than broadband, we have some flexibility within the ARPA guidelines to be able to pivot those dollars if the grant applications from Comcast do not pan out in that timeline. But at the end of the day, we'll have those dollars expended by the end of the third quarter of 2026. That gives us an adequate amount of cushion and time to make sure all final billing and closeout is done before the December 31st, 2026 deadline to have those dollars expended. Happy to answer any questions.
Further to that, Andrew Braun, the Planning and Zoning, has been working on, minus a couple addresses that need to be added. There's another letter of support from the county going out for the most recent application for it. Any other questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Members Blair?
Aye.
Coates?
Aye.
Daly?
Aye.
Duncan?
Aye.
Elsasser? Aye. Groves Allison?
Aye.
Kelch? McCann? Phelan? Renault? Ricker? Rosenbaum? Rulin? Balzer? Williams? Windisch? And Chairman Dillon.
Aye.
17 ayes. Item 4 is a resolution from your executive committee recommending approval of a $200,000 grant from the county's American Rescue Plan Act Fund to Harvest Supermarket, LLC.
Is there a motion? Member Coates, Member Blair. Scott, do we have the presentations like we did at committee, or?
I don't have them queued up, Mr. Chairman, but we could, if you wanted to give me a couple of minutes to do that, I'm more than happy to do that, or I could just summarize what's in the item for the board and the listening audience. Your choice.
I'd just do a summary.
Okay. Before you on this item and the next item, they're directly linked. The owner of CJ Harvest Supermarket LLC is in the audience this evening, so if the board has questions of him, you may or may not ask the privilege of the floor. CJ Harvest Supermarket is a project that is going to be at the old Aldi's on Southwestern Avenue in the 61605 zip code. That project came to us several years ago and needed some more work. The owner took our advice to heart, went back to the drawing board, refined his business plan, brought on the Illinois Grocery Store Initiative team from the Illinois Institute of Rural Affairs at Western Illinois University as both collaborators and as subject matter experts to be consulting with him on his behalf. And then on October 3rd, Governor Pritzker was in town and awarded one of the first round of grants from his grocery store initiative to CJ Harvest Supermarket. That state grant has a required local match of $600,000. The first third of that is this item here tonight. It's recommended that we use $200,000 from our ARPA funds under the economic development bucket. And earlier this year, when you had your most recent policy discussion about how to use those dollars and allocate our ARPA funds, this was a project that we brought to you and that at the time you supported as a use of those funds. So this action item is merely implementing that policy direction we received earlier this year. The second third of that local match is the next item on the agenda, and that is a $200,000 loan from our Keystone Fund, or the State Capital Improvement Fund, which we use for business development loans. And then the third and final component of the local match, which is subject to Peoria City Council approval, would be some type of a tax increment finance incentive that the city is still working out. We do have stipulations on this grant that the uses of the dollars have to be compliant with our U.S. Treasury guidelines that we have to be held to under ARPA. They also have to use these dollars within the confines of the terms and conditions of the grant from the state of Illinois. Happy to answer any questions from the board, Mr. Chairman.
Questions? Seeing none. Member Elsesser.
Well, first of all, I've known Reverend Brown for quite a while. I've been to his church before and heard him preach the word, and we've even broken bread together. But I hope you're not disappointed in what I'm going to say. But it says in the Bible, if we have enough faith, we can move mountains. And running a grocery store is a mountain. I'm sorry to say that. I grew up out in the country and in Princeville and in Brimfield and Toulon and Wyoming. They all had successful grocery stores for many, many years. But then when the big box stores came in to Peoria, and then the little box store, which I call Aldi's because of their cheaper prices, it just made it so difficult that I don't think any of those towns have a grocery store anymore. I know Princeville doesn't, and I know there's a lot of rural people here, and they might be able to correct me, but it's going to be a monumental task to compete against your Walmarts and your Aldi's. And Reverend, I just hope you have a really good manager to order and stock your products and keep track of what you have on hand, because it is a really tough job. And I wish you well. I wish we were voting to send money your way or for your area for another project other than this, because I don't feel real comfortable. I'm not going to vote against it tonight, but it is a huge, huge undertaking to try to run a grocery store when there's so much competition around. So,
Member Blair.
So I am chair of the loan review committee that did spend over an hour having questioning Reverend Brown and his technical advisors on their business model. I can never promise you zero risk. I think this is something that is tougher, but their business model, the way they've come about it, the education that Reverend Brown has done for himself, as well as bring in these technical advisors from Western Illinois, makes me feel very comfortable that this is something that we should invest in. And again, everyone deserves access to fresh food, and the people in this community do not have the ability to access fresh food other places because most of them don't have cars and can't get any other place. So in my mind, this is the best way to deal with food insecurity in this area that I've seen.
Thank you, Member Blair. Now I was going to make some comments on the next one, but I'll make them now. Why? This project's come a long way from where it first came from. And to show you the belief in it, Pastor Brown's here and his team from Western Illinois. Thank you for driving during a snowstorm Again, from Macomb, two good civil servants, and they've been at every meeting, been at everything with them. They might as well have an apartment in Peoria for the work that they're putting in. But that's how much they believe in this project. And I know Member Williams was there. I think Member Allison was there when Kroger at Madison Park closed, and then you had the Aldi's close. And from a guy that still lives in a town that has had ads, a little market, it is a tough business, but it doesn't mean the need's not there. And they have the best business plan. Like Member Blair said, nobody can predict the future, but they have the best business plan. There's been a lot of talk. People have said they want this. I think one time we had somebody wanted us to give them money for a sign, and they were going to put in the new grocery store up at Madison Park, and but no business plan, and no supporters. Reverend Brown has already put in his own personal money, his own personal time. They've had events there. They've had summer markets. They've used the kitchen. Huge turnouts for selling apparently world famous turkey legs, which I've never tried, but I heard they're really good. And just the trunk or treat that they had this year, like that is a community anchor. And for most people, we forget that, and correct me if I'm wrong on the statistics, but most people in the South End have never been within 5 miles of their house or 2 miles within their house or ever crossed the river. And the only thing down there is the Family Dollars and the junk stores that are selling constant junk. This is not what Pastor Brown's business model is going to look like. So I think finally we should put our money where our mouth is, and if we can't support this, then I don't know what we could support. So with that, I'm happy to support this. Anything else? Roll call, please.
Members Blair,
Aye.
Coates,
Aye.
Daly,
Aye.
Duncan,
Aye.
Elsesser, Groves Allison, Kelch, McCann, Phelan, Renault, Ricker, Rosenbaum, Rulin, Balzer, Williams, Windisch, I'm sorry, Aye. And Chairman Dillon.
Aye.
17 ayes. Item 5 is a resolution from your Executive Committee recommending approval of a loan to Harvest Supermarket LLC of Peoria, Illinois in the amount of $200,000 from the County State Capital Improvement Fund for a portion of the local match to a State of Illinois Grocery Store Initiative grant.
Is there a motion to put this on the floor? Member Williams, Member Blair. Comments? What are you watching over there, Member Daly? Just joking. Roll call, please.
Members Blair,
Aye.
Coates,
Aye.
Daly,
Aye.
Duncan,
Aye.
Elsesser, Groves Allison,
Aye.
Kelch, McCann, Phelan, Renault, Ricker, Rosenbaum, Rulin, Balzer, Williams, Windisch, and Chairman Dillon.
Aye.
17 ayes. Item number 6 is a resolution from your Executive Committee recommending approval of award bid number 051424 to Gibbsco Construction Company for the renovation remodel of the Circuit Clerk's Office, Orders of Protection, and Treasurer's Office in the amount of $1,604,070.32.
Member Salzer and Member Duncan. Any comments? I know we had an executive, but I'll restate it for, this will basically remodel the entire first floor of the courthouse after we've done IT and public defender and made some really improvements. And I do want to highlight Givesco, homegrown contractor. They are actually the largest minority-owned work-wise contractor south of I-80. They've done government projects all over. It's the same contractor that Pastor Brown's utilizing down at the south end. So very good contractor, good award, tight bidding, and again, like all of our projects, we've had quite a few contractors turn in numbers. Any questions? Member Salzer.
I'm just going to comment. Thank you for praising this young man that heads up this company, Ronnie Givens. He's a former student of ours at Peoria High School, local guy that has made good, and he was always very trusting when he was in school and so forth, and I trust that he will do good work for us.
Any other questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Members Blair?
Aye.
Coates? Aye. Daly?
Aye.
Duncan?
Aye.
Elsasser? Aye. Groves Allison?
Aye.
Kelch? Aye. McCann? Aye. Phelan? Aye. Renault? Aye. Ricker? Aye. Rosenbaum? Aye. Rulin? Salzer? Aye. Williams? Windisch? And Chairman Dillon.
Aye.
17 ayes. Our last item is a resolution from your executive committee recommending approval to amend the tax-exempt revenue bonds, Series 2012, as requested by PNC Bank and Goodwill Industries to shift the index from BSBY to SOFR and to extend the period for which PNC agrees to hold the bonds.
I'm going to give this one to Marcia McCann so she can have, on her first county board meeting, a motion. Marcia? Is there a second? Member Williams. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Members Blair?
Aye.
Coates? Aye. Daly?
Aye.
Duncan?
Aye.
Elsasser? Aye. Groves Allison?
Aye.
Kelch? Aye. McCann? Phelan? Aye. Renault? Aye. Ricker? Aye. Rosenbaum? Aye. Rulin? Aye. Salzer? Aye. Williams? Aye. Windisch? Aye. And Chairman Dillon.
Aye.
17 ayes. Miscellaneous and announcements.
We'll start on Member Elsasser's side.
I wish everyone a blessed Christmas and a safe rest of the year and a happy new year after that. And if you got time, Bradley's playing San Francisco next Wednesday, and they're really good, so it'd be a great game to go to.
Member Salzer?
Same for me. Happy New Year. I hope we do as well next year as we've done this year. Also, I'm going to mention another guy, and I'm always glad to see former students come before us. This is a guy that was away from here. He came back, and that's Gene Olson, who you look at and say, man, he must play basketball, 6'7". He was a swimmer and diver is what he was in school. I didn't know whether you guys know him or not, but that was his background in high school. But anyway, wish everybody happy holidays.
Just want to, there we go. Want to wish everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Member Allison?
I just wanted to say congratulations and share that the Limestone Community High School girls varsity volleyball team made it to state and came in second place. So congratulations to them and happy holidays.
Member Blair?
For anyone celebrating any kind of holiday near the winter solstice, I hope you have a great holiday. Also, I'm for Christmas making coquito. So if anyone of Puerto Rican descent has a good recipe, my phone number is on the Peoria website, and please text me a great recipe.
I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Terry, Marcia?
I just want to say happy holidays to everyone, and that I'm really excited to be here and really looking forward to working with everyone next year.
Administrator? Clerk? 3 things. I'll be quick. Thanks to Sharon for putting together and coordinating the potluck before. Much appreciated. Jenny's going to be super mad. Mike made it through the entire meeting without having to even comment. So, first county board meeting, great. And just I want to give kudos where kudos is due on if anybody wasn't downtown last weekend. I want to give a shout out to 2 entities that make this town go round. And Rick Egger with what he's doing at the Civic Center. And they had Pentatonics in town. I had a sold-out concert there last night. He has a comedy coming in this weekend. If you haven't been in their new arena and seen the improvements that they've made, it's amazing. That had tons of people moving downtown with no parking, let alone the museum having their Christmas village, which was standing room only. It helped that it was 50-some degrees in December. But what John Morris and his team are doing down there is nothing short of incredible with the exhibits that they have. And there's about 2 weeks left to see the Henson exhibit, if you haven't, that everybody should check out before it leaves. But to see downtown, when I came driving all the way from A. Lucas to get downtown, made circles because I couldn't find a parking spot. To see the amount of people just out walking on a Saturday night was unbelievable and made you really feel good about Peoria to see that. So I just wanted to call that situation out. So nothing else. Merry Christmas. Meeting adjourned.